Here in the film Big Trouble, please welcome Janeane Garofalo.
That was such appropriate music. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, how did that music, I don't think of that music going with Janeane Garofalo.
I know. It's sort of like a 1970s-ish whatever you call it.
It was very good.
But thank you.
Yeah, it was nice. It was exciting.
It was exciting.
I thought you were going to run out here with a gun or something to that music.
Oh, I'm packing heat.
Oh,
I just don't want to be waving it around.
Right, right. Good for you. How have you been? What have you been up to?
Actually, I would like to counter that question with a question and a statement. I'm sort of on a mission to find some knowledge, and I'm going to keep asking this question until somebody gives me an answer. And it has to do with the movie Charlie's Angels. Now, I did not see this film in the theater, but now that I have 117 different HBO channels, I can basically watch Charlie's Angels every day, if that is my desire. Now, there's a scene in the movie that has got me so flummoxed that I must find an answer to it. And I'm going to try and refresh your memories. It's the scene where Drew Barrymore's character, Dylan, is about to...
I believe that's her name.
Is about to, you know, meet her demise by Sam Rockwell's henchman. And she goes, wait. You know what I mean? She puts her feet up like that. And then she proceeds to tell the 5 gentlemen that are about to do her ill, when this is over, you're going to be lying on the floor. You're going to be begging for your mom, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to moonwalk out of here. I don't know if you remember this scene, but she proceeds to do all of the things she said she was going to do. And then when they play the Michael Jackson, Billie Jean song, I'm going to have to stand up now. This is what Drew Barrymore does out of the room. Like this. And,
yes, that's true.
I'm being I'm earnestly asking you this question, and I'm thinking, now am I not what am I not getting here? Because have you ever, like, she didn't even do like a sort of a moonwalk.
You can even, they could have faked a moonwalk or something.
Or they could have done something with all the technology, but it was like, it was sort of like, have you ever seen medieval fun? Have you ever seen medieval fun portrayed in film or television? And there's a certain, there's a certain paradigm to it. There's a certain standard of medieval fun that's been set. And what it usually entails is like a long dining room table of sorts, like a veritable groaning board of like ales and meads and grapes and breads that people tear at and so on and so forth. And then there'll be like a swarthy gentleman at the head of the table, bearded, and he'll be doing this with a mug of ale. And there's like random laughing in medieval, just random laughing and kind of merriment of sorts, but it's just very general. And then there'll be like a comely wench who will come by and with a tray, and then the swarthy gentleman will grab at her skirts, and she'll protest just a little bit, and then wind up on his lap and
be giggling.
Be giggling. That's medieval fun. Then the camera will pan down the dining room table to find a dwarf clogging for the king's pleasure. Usually, like it will usually be like, if I can set up like a dwarf like clogging or. Now that was what Drew Barrymore did, and so, my question is this. My question is this. Was Mick G and the think tank behind...
He was the director of Charlie's Angels.
The think tank behind Charlie's Angels. Were they on some sublime sense of humor track where they were like, let's see who realizes this is our homage to medieval fun?
I promise you that's not what they were thinking.
Oh, okay.
I promise you it was, they finally come time to shoot that scene, and then Drew just said, like, oh, it'd be funny if I just did this. And then it was like 5 o'clock and they all wanted to go eat when they were shooting the scene.
Well, I'm not resting until I get an answer. I'm going to be in Los Angeles soon where I will not stop until I will ask if it takes asking everyone who's affiliated in any way with show business.
It's funny because when I saw that movie, I remembered, it didn't freak me out, but I remember just being aware that, I think that's not a moonwalk. What was that? And then sort of thinking like, this is a movie where people are jumping up in the air and spinning around, and because of computer graphics, they can turn inside out and fly to the moon. Why can't they just fake a moonwalk?
Therein lies the rub. I believe there was something else at work there. I think that there is some reason that she deliberately did not, in fact, moonwalk. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist by nature. But I do believe there's something out there that answers this question.
We're going to find out with the help of the protectors. We're going to use that new wing of our show to get in there
Yes.
And find out what's going on.
Yes.
What else is going on in your life?
I'll tell you what else is going on in my life. Number 2 is, I
like how you're like a high school debater.
No, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go here.
You're giving me Roman numerals. This is good.
Right. I've got an allotted amount of time, and I got some business to take care of. So,
please proceed.
Secondly, I am a sucker for the late-night infomercial. You know what I mean? I can become mesmerized, and so I have decided to partake of the proactive skincare system. I am now a part of the proactive skincare system.
Which one is proactive skincare system?
I'll tell you what proactive skincare system is.
I feel like I'm in the infomercial with you.
First of all, yes.
Tell me, Janeane.
I'll tell you, Conan.
But how can it help?
Well, and then the audience.
And when they cut to the audiences in those, they're insane.
I know. They're so excited. Well, the proactive, it's for people like you and me and everyone out there. I'm sure we've all asked ourselves this question. How does Judith Light have such incredible skin? You've asked yourself that a million times if you've asked it once.
Right.
I myself am guilty of the same questioning. And I've thought, if only I could have skin like Judith Light, I think everything else will fall into place. I can fill the void if I can get the same system that Judith Light uses to get that incredible skin that she's known for.
But wait a minute, you have very nice skin.
Proactive skincare. It's proactive skincare system.
But certainly this costs a fortune.
No, Conan, that's where you're wrong. It doesn't cost a fortune.
I like it if once they said, actually, it does cost a fortune.
Actually, it's kind of expensive. It's really expensive. You don't get that much.
Or they stopped at the first number, like, how much would you pay? I'd pay as much as $59.99. That's what it costs.
That's what you will pay.
You mean it's not going to go down? No. You just said you'd pay that.
That's what you will pay, Conan. You'll pay $59.95, you will. But there's so I ordered the system, and it's like I love it. There's steps to follow. You know what I mean? Like I said, I feel like the void will be filled if there are steps I can follow in my skincare regime, and it's must be great because it feels like putting battery acid on your face and then rubbing it with salt. So it must be fantastic.
That might be what it is, too.
I don't know, but it's got to be great because twice a day I'm standing there in the kitchen going, ah! You know what I mean? Like rubbing it in. So it's so painful. There must be a wonderful payoff.
It feels like you're signing up for this to give structure and meaning to your life.
That's what I'm talking about, the skincare system. The system gives you the structure you've been looking for and the skin like Judith Light that you've been angling for all of your adult life.
This is terrific.
Many
of my needs are being taken care of right here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about let's talk about the movie Big Trouble.
Let's do it.
This movie.
It's a movie called Big Trouble, starring, among other people, Andy Richter.
Andy Richter's in it.
Johnny Knoxville. Tim Allen, Renee Russo, Patrick Warburton, Zooey Deschanel, Stanley Tucci. Oh God, there's so many, and I don't want to leave it. Omar Epps, Heavy D. There's so many. I'm forgetting some. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but it's like it's a mad world.
It's
That's
like
the size of a cast.
They got everybody for this movie.
It's a hugely vast cast.
We have a clip here from the film.
Let's see it.
Let's take a look at this clip from Big Trouble.
If you have acne, you know the desperation. Well, I found a real and lasting solution to the problem.
That's all we got. That's just as good as a Big Trouble clip, probably.
And Judith Light is in the film. Judith Light is in the film.
And she helps people. All right, great as always, Janeane Garofalo. Thank you so much for being here.